Welcome back to United Vision, your go-to spot for every twist, turn and transfer rumble around Old Trafford. Today, we've got a big one. Manchester United may be standing at one of the most important crossroads in the club's modern era. The team is stabilising on the pitch, results are improving, and the atmosphere around Old Trafford finally feels optimistic again. Yet behind the scenes, a decision is brewing that could shape the club's trajectory for the next decade. The name at the centre of the storm is Julian Nagelsmann, one of the most innovative coaches in world football. The twist? Reports suggest Manchester United might not even consider appointing him. At the same time, interim boss Michael Carrick continues to strengthen his case after an impressive run since replacing Ruben Amorim earlier this year. So here's the big question for United fans. Are the club about to ignore a generational manager and make a huge mistake? Let's break it all down. The situation at Manchester United has changed dramatically in a matter of weeks. When the club finally decided to part ways with Ruben Amorim back in January, the mood around Old Trafford was uncertain. Results had been inconsistent, performances were drifting, and the squad looked disconnected from the tactical demands placed on them. INEOS opted for a temporary solution rather than rushing into another long-term appointment. Michael Carrick stepped in as interim boss, a decision that initially felt safe rather than ambitious. But football has a habit of surprising everyone. Carrick's impact has been immediate and undeniable. In his first 7 matches in charge, United registered 5 victories, including statement wins over Arsenal, Manchester City, and Everton. Those results did more than improve the league table. They restored belief. Even after suffering his first defeat away against Newcastle United, the bigger picture remains extremely positive. United are firmly in the race for UEFA Champions League qualification. The squad looks organised again, and the fans are beginning to feel that sense of direction returning. But success under Carrick has created a new dilemma. Should the club reward the interim manager with the permanent job? Or should they still pursue an elite coach capable of building the next dynasty? That's where Julian Nagelsmann enters the conversation. At just 38 years old, Nagelsmann has already achieved more than many managers accomplish in an entire career. His reputation was forged at TSG Hoffenheim, where he took a struggling team and transformed them into a dynamic, tactically sophisticated side capable of competing for European places. His next move to RB Leipzig elevated that reputation even further. Under Nagelsmann, Leipzig became consistent contenders in the UEFA Champions League, playing aggressive attacking football and developing young players at an extraordinary rate. But the defining step of his career came when he took over Bayern Munich, the biggest club in Germany and one of the most demanding institutions in world football. Managing Bayern is not just about winning matches, it's about handling pressure, managing superstar personalities and delivering trophies every season. Nagelsmann did exactly that, winning the Bundesliga title while implementing his distinctive tactical style. Now he leads the Germany national football team, guiding them through a period of rebuilding on the international stage. By almost every measurable metric, tactical innovation, youth development, elite experience, Nagelsmann ticks the boxes of a modern Manchester United manager. And yet, reports suggest he might not even be seriously considered. According to multiple sources, Nagelsmann has already made his position clear through intermediaries. He wants the Manchester United job. His contract with the German FA is expected to run until the next FIFA World Cup, but there is a belief he would welcome a return to club football afterward. And if he had the choice, Old Trafford would be the destination. For a manager like Nagelsmann, the appeal is obvious. Manchester United remains one of the most powerful institutions in global football. The club's history, fan base, financial muscle, and youth development culture offer a platform few teams in world football can match. But despite that interest, the club's leadership appears hesitant. The reason? Premier League experience. This is where the debate becomes fascinating. Reports suggest Manchester United's hierarchy would prefer to appoint a manager already familiar with the unique pressures of the Premier League. The logic is understandable. English football is relentless. The pace of the league, the physical intensity, the congested fixture list, it can overwhelm even experienced coaches. But here's the irony. Two of the most successful managers in Premier League history had zero experience in the competition before arriving. Pep Guardiola had never coached in England before taking charge of Manchester City. Jurgen Klopp had never managed in the Premier League before transforming Liverpool. Both changed the entire tactical landscape of English football. History repeatedly shows that innovation often comes from outside the system, not within it. If Manchester United reject Nagelsmann purely because he hasn't coached in England before, critics will argue the club is ignoring the lessons of the modern era. Another factor making this situation more complex is Carrick himself. The former United midfielder understands the club's culture better than almost anyone. He spent over a decade at Old Trafford under Alex Ferguson, learning the standards that defined the most successful period in the club's history. Since stepping into the dugout, Carrick has emphasised discipline, clarity, and emotional control, traits often associated with Ferguson's era. Players have responded quickly. The midfield looks structured. The defensive line is more compact. The attack has regained its vertical threat. Even senior players have publicly backed Carrick's leadership. But there's still a lingering question. Is Carrick ready to lead a long-term rebuild? Or is this impressive run simply the new manager bounce that often occurs when a fresh voice enters the dressing room? That question is exactly why Nagelsmann's potential availability feels so significant. From a footballing perspective, Nagelsmann represents the future. His tactical systems are flexible and modern. He's comfortable switching formations mid-game. His teams press aggressively, but also maintain possession with intelligence. Most importantly, he is fearless with youth players. At Leipzig and Hoffenheim, he consistently trusted young talent in big matches. At Bayern, he showed he was willing to bench established stars if their performance levels dropped. For a club like Manchester United, famous for developing young players, that philosophy aligns perfectly with the club's identity. It's easy to imagine a Nagelsmann-led United built around emerging talents, high pressing and fast attacking transitions. It would be bold, modern, exciting. And perhaps most importantly, it would feel like a new era. That's why some analysts believe ignoring him could be a massive strategic error. The fear is not just that United might miss out on a great manager. The fear is that another European giant could appoint him first. Clubs like Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, or Barcelona are always monitoring elite coaching talent. If Nagelsmann becomes available and United pass on the opportunity, the regret could last for years. Because managers with his combination of intelligence, charisma, and elite experience don't appear very often. For now, the decision rests with the club's leadership. INEOS must weigh multiple factors. Carrick's impressive run of results, the squad's long-term tactical needs, the financial implications of a major managerial appointment, and the availability of elite candidates like Nagelsmann. There is no easy answer. Football history is filled with moments where clubs either seized the right opportunity or hesitated and watched it slip away. Manchester United may now be facing exactly that kind of moment. So United fans, this is where the debate begins. Should the club stick with Michael Carrick if the results continue, or should they take a bold step and bring in Julian Nagelsmann to lead the next era at Old Trafford? Is Premier League experience really that important, or is football intelligence what matters most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is one of the biggest decisions Manchester United will make in years. And if you want more daily United updates, analysis, and transfer news, make sure you subscribe, because the next few months could completely reshape the future of this club.